Hey y'all, welcome back to Joe's Farm. As promised, some work was done here this week. I just wanted to show you around, give you a little update, and explain a little further what it is that we were doing in cover cropping. So, having a look, you can see all the garden area is stripped down to just the basics. We have just a few rows left in that still have some decent fruits. Some green peppers, tomatoes, Hungarian wax, stuff like that. So anyway, the last 2 days I've been here preparing the land for cover cropping and broadcasting seed. What that means is I wanted to prep the soil itself to receive seed. The seed mix that I'm cover cropping with has hairy vetch, winter rye, ryegrass, crimson clover, daikon radish, bush bean, and field pea. So those all together provide multiple different amenities to the soil. Nitrogen fixing, the daikon radish, for example, drives pores down into the soil. And together, when they're all together, the root system creates a strength and rigidity to the soil itself, holding it together really well. A little explanation of, you've probably heard about nitrogen fixing and why it's important to have plants like comfrey and so on and so forth that fix nitrogen. Nitrogen is one of the main ingredients that the plants themselves really thrive on when they're eating, and a nitrogen fixing plant in and of itself doesn't actually release nitrogen out into the soil until it's decomposing. So it's important to understand that distinction. Just growing nitrogen fixing plants without chopping them down, killing them, and letting them die and decompose and release that nitrogen back into the soil for the other plants around them to eat, it doesn't serve the purpose that a nitrogen fixing plant is doing there in the first place. So I wanted to kind of clarify that because it took a little while for me personally to learn that and understand. So yeah, what I did, I just took the tiller this weekend and really lightly as I could. I had it on the lowest setting, and I just kind of held it up so it was only going in about 3 inches into the soil, and it was just kind of stirring up that top layer where a lot of the old weed and growth roots were kind of initiated. Some of the stems are still there, but what I did was lightly mix it up, and then I came with cover crop, which I just mentioned, and I broadcasted, which means I just took a bin, which I'll actually show you, it's over here. I took a bin with all of it mixed together, minus the daikon radish because I wanted to do that a little bit heavier. So if you can see this, got a big old bag from Hancock Seed Company of daikon radish, and then I took all the seeds themselves. It's from Johnny's, so I know a lot of you guys probably know Johnny's. This is the fall manure mix, green manure mix, and it's all in here mixed together really well. And then I just take this under one arm and I'm walking around with it in one arm, and the other hand I'm just taking handfuls and I'm throwing it up into the sky so it all spreads out and comes down pretty evenly coated. So I did that around the whole area, this garden here. So I did each one of these rows. These rows I did not till, actually. These 4 rows by our best plants that are still doing their thing. I just wanted to leave those, not disturb the soil while they're maintaining their peak health. But I did it all back here, and then on the other side as well, which is the zone 2 I was talking about. So yeah, that's, really basic explanation of what I was doing here. After I tilled, then broadcasted, I came back and I watered everything in. I guess the biggest problem for us here is I don't have any overhead sprinklers. I could go and purchase those, but trying to save money, so I'd rather donate an extra hour of my time right now than go out and buy a bunch of sprinklers. So I'm hoping that it does rain. It was supposed to rain today. Instead, it rained yesterday morning, which just created a little bit of a rearrangement of my priorities and how I was doing things, and that is the name of the game in farming, as you guys probably know. Anyway, I want to show you real quick before we're done here. I don't want to keep the video going too long, but I do want to show you the chickens and kind of give you an example of why you are seeing less production of the eggs this summer. It's really hot out, like really hot. It's about 85 and muggy and humid as can be, and the chickens are just not a big fan of that. So when it gets to being that hot, they don't take advantage of the full range that they actually have. We have 3 different pastures here, all together combining about a full acre. And you know, when it's really hot in the middle of the day like this, they're kind of just taking their time, relaxing, staying cool inside. Whoop. So as you can see, a lot of them are inside the coops, just kind of chilling in the shade. But come about 7 o'clock at night, around 7 o'clock, when it really does start to cool off, they come back out. And last night, for example, they were all out. I might edit in a little evening time clip just so you can see them all running around. But yeah, that's coop number 1. Our second coop is right here, and this is the pasture for that one. And then the third coop is right there. So each section has some trees. We are planning to start growing some fruit trees in the pasture area. It'd be nice just to have fruit available for our CSA, and also some extra shade for the chickens. So that's gonna be on the top of the priorities coming up here. And yeah, just want to show you this side too. It's not much to look at, it's just disturbed ground with seed on it. And so the soil here is a mixture of sandy loam and clay. It's primarily sandy loam for the first 14 inches, and then at about 14 inches there's a layer of clay, which actually is really beneficial for the way our plants are growing. The water comes in, it has plenty of room to seep down, the roots have plenty of room to seep down, but then when the water hits that level of clay, it rests, and it takes longer for it to get absorbed into the clay. So the water, while it has free range and motion, and the roots as well, the water actually gets trapped there, and it has to kind of take its time settling through the clay, which allows the plants and the roots more time to drink it. So it's really ideal. We know when I said that it was ground zero here, being that we haven't really, we haven't utilized this space to the maximum potential yet. I should take it back and say we're at ground like 5, because it really is an excellent starting place that I'm excited and thankful to be able to manage and take care of. So yeah, I know this one's a little long, but I wanted to give you a good idea of just all the space we're working with, how the chickens live, and what we got going here. And as we continue going forward, I'll have a lot more exciting things to show you, that's for sure. So thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoy. If you do, please like this, share it with your friends, and keep keep your ears and eyes out if you're in the area for the information I'll be putting out shortly about the CSA options and what kind of subscriptions we're going to have available going in next season. So thank you guys. Take care. We'll see you soon.